Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Tuesday, August 15th. Over the next few days, we will continue to have showers and thunderstorms, especially over the southern half of the Great Basin. Today and tomorrow, these thunderstorms will only creep a little bit further north. We could see a few isolated storms pop under the strong ridge of high pressure in central Idaho today. However, really the hot temperatures and dry conditions up north are really the main story for the next few days. These temperatures up in Idaho will be at least 10 degrees above normal, if not more, and Boise could certainly see some record temperatures here over the next 2 days. As we move into Thursday, the moisture finally starts to push north. It may move into southern Idaho, and we will be watching this area for potential for high risk, especially after the hot and dry weather. Could see an increased fire potential there, but right now still a little uncertain as to how far north this moisture will move on Thursday. Precipitation over the last 24 hours, you saw thunderstorms over the southern half and western half of the Great Basin, especially in Nevada and southeast Utah. These thunderstorms were a mix of wet and dry. Certainly some areas saw good amounts of precipitation, especially over western Nevada. Also, higher humidity was experienced in all of these areas of thunderstorms. Our Great Basin fire activity over the last 24 hours was 12 fires for just over 5 acres, with, as you can see, smaller fires reported across the Great Basin. Large fire growth was only 87 acres. Over the last 7 to 14 days, we've continued to have moisture across the region. Not as much recently in the last 7 days, definitely drier conditions up north, but this moisture continues down south, and this does not include what we saw yesterday. And then obviously over the last couple of weeks with the monsoon surges, a well above normal precipitation, mainly over the eastern half of the Great Basin. Still, the donut holes are really northwest and west parts of western Nevada that did not get thunderstorms yesterday, and even small parts of the Snake River Plain. Looking at our ERC percentiles from the Severe Fire Danger Mapping System, you can see we are seeing those higher percentiles again in those areas that we've seen the drier weather in northwest Nevada and parts of southern Idaho in the lower elevations. Otherwise, ERCs are certainly lower in areas that we continue to see that moisture. Here's our experimental ERC point map from yesterday, and as you can see, still some spots, especially in Idaho and northwest Nevada, where ERCs are trending upwards and still above normal. And looking at some areas where we still have our large fires up in central Idaho, the ERCs obviously have increased significantly over the last several days with the dry conditions and the hot temperatures, and will continue going upward here over the next couple of days before the moisture arrives. And then down south, our ERCs have trended downward with the moisture in place. The satellite loop from this morning shows the area of low pressure off the west coast, which is helping to funnel that moisture north with the strong ridge of high pressure in place from the Pacific Northwest down into the Rockies. So under this ridge obviously is where we're seeing our near or at record temperatures, and then further south and west is where we're seeing the moisture pushing up from the southwest, and that will continue here over the next couple of days. So looking at our weather pattern for later today, again, more of the same today with those showers and thunderstorms maybe creeping a little bit further north, but still a mix of wet and dry with lower fire potential over the southern half of the Great Basin. Moderate fire potential up north, especially where those temperatures are very hot in southern Idaho. Relative humidity remains in the teens in the north and west side of the basin, and above 25 or 30% over much of Utah into eastern Nevada. Thunderstorms today, again, you can see where those thunderstorms will be located from central Nevada eastward across Utah. So very similar location to what we saw yesterday, maybe just a little bit further north. Again, you can see we could see a few isolated storms pop in central Idaho, but very isolated. As we move into Wednesday, we will see that moisture push slightly further north, but again, still remaining mostly in Nevada and Utah. So no high risk. These thunderstorms will continue to be a mix of wet and dry with higher humidity down south, and then continued hot temperatures up north in Idaho. Relative humidity looks very similar tomorrow to what we'll see today, with teens up in Idaho and northwest Nevada and higher humidity further south and east. And you can see where those showers and thunderstorms again will be located on Wednesday, very similar to where we'll see thunderstorms today. As we move into Thursday, this is where the moisture could get pushed a little bit further north. So again, we're watching southern Idaho as this low pushes that moisture further north. No high risk for Thursday yet. That'll be something we'll be watching. Otherwise, showers and thunderstorms continue further south. We do see an increase in humidity over much of Nevada and Utah as this main moisture pushes north. So certainly more lightning activity, but more showers and higher humidity over northern Nevada and northern Utah than what we'll see today or tomorrow. And we could see that activity creep up into southern Idaho. The 3-day amount of precipitation, the most precipitation will be occurring in the higher terrain of Utah and over the Arizona Strip and eastern Utah, along with the Sierra, with more spotty precipitation in northern Nevada and northwest Utah. And again, could see those thunderstorms creep into southern Idaho by Thursday. As we move into Friday, we will see a trough of low pressure, a drop into the Pacific Northwest. This could push that moisture a little bit further east over the eastern half of the Great Basin for Friday. So still no high risk with continued warm temperatures, but they certainly will not be as warm as what we'll see for the next few days. So we will see Friday as the first day of some slightly cooler temperatures up north in Idaho. As we move into Saturday, we do have quite a bit of moisture streaming north, so we will see those cooler temperatures along with cloud cover across much of the Great Basin, if not showers and thunderstorms in most areas. And you can see how the significant fire potential really moderates as we go later this week into the weekend. We also have a hurricane over the eastern Pacific, which will continue pushing north and west. And this moisture will be, again, pushing north into the Great Basin. So we will get an increase in moisture, both a combination of monsoon moisture and the tropical moisture from the hurricane. This will continue on Sunday as well as additional moisture continues to get pumped north across the Great Basin. So we will likely see widespread showers and thunderstorms and moderating significant fire potential. Looking at the 7-day total precipitation, you can see obviously most areas will at least see some light shower activity, even over northwest Nevada into southwest Idaho, which will be on the drier side, but significant precipitation, again, both a combination of monsoon moisture and tropical moisture over southern and eastern areas of the Great Basin, and also pushing north up into Idaho. The 8 to 14-day outlook, taking us from August 22nd to the 28th, shows still warmer conditions, but above normal precipitation for much of the west. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back tomorrow for the latest updates.